We've got a university student at California State University's Monterey Bay campus, and he is unfortunately suicidal when the first cop arrives on the scene. And he's got a knife and a hammer in his room, and there's some chance that he's trying to light himself on fire. I mean, there's a possibility that he's going to go down that route. Now, the cop who shows up is a 20-year veteran of the force. Now, normally at this point in the story, this is when something horrific is going to happen. Hey, don't hurt yourself, so I'll shoot you, right? But in this case, it didn't. So great credit to this cop. He actually sat the student down. He found a way to talk to him. He calmed him down. And then backup came. A couple of other cops arrived on the scene. And then he went to go get the student water. Now, there's where the twists in the story begin. Now, for that, let me go to Raw Story and give you the exact details. The Salinas Californian reported that Solomon said the Monterey Bay officer managed to calm the student and get him to sit down before his colleagues from Marina reached the scene. Okay, great. That's perfect. But the other officers, as they continue here, used their tasers on the student after their college colleague left the room to fulfill the student's request for a glass of water. Now, this is already maddening, right? But wait, it's going to get much worse. He comes back, he said, why did you guys use the tasers? He was fine. I was going to get him a glass of water. The situation was under control. Isn't that the whole point? No, the point is taser no matter what. The campus officer subsequently refused to follow an order to use his own taser on the student. But you guys already used the taser on the student. You already tasered the hell out of him. Why do you also need this guy to participate? Come on, you join in on the fun. You taser him too, right? And he says, no, I'm not going to taser him. That wasn't necessary in the first place. It's certainly not necessary now after you already did it. But we're not at the worst part of the story. Rodriguez's department later issued a failure to act complaint against the campus officer. Do you understand what that means? They have now put him on leave and they might fire him because he refused to taser a kid who didn't need to be tasered. He went to go get water for the kid who was suicidal. And the kid's already under control. And they said, well, you should have tasered him anyway. And we're going to fire you because you didn't. We found the one decent cop in the country. We're going to give him credit. Hey, great job, man. Way to talk him down. Look, of course there are other cops that are doing their job normally and they're doing it well, etc. But here we had a nice case. We could have talked about and given him credit for. And what they do, they went and ruined it by trying to fire him for not using more aggressive force. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. It's the training. It's not the individuals. Here, even when you have a good individual who's done his job right and has not used excessive force, they punish him for not doing so. The student's father said, it defies logic and is extremely disappointing that at a time when law enforcement is under fire for using more force than necessary, an officer is being terminated for attempting to use civilized methods to resolve a situation. Of course, the Marina Police Department says that there are extenuating circumstances and that we don't understand the full story, and if you knew the full story, you'd know why everybody has to be tased in every situation. Okay, fine, they didn't say the last part, but they might as well have because their actions speak a lot louder than their words.